Well, we had 98 minutes of that, and we could have watched a lot more. Breathtaking Premier League football at its finest. Newcastle 3, Manchester City 3, and Arsenal now are the only team with a 100% record. That is a game none of us wanted to end. It's something that Eddie Howe, for the first time at the 11th attempt, has got something off Pep Guardiola. And actually, Les Ferdinand, I think the easiest way to describe St James's Park today was it felt like when you were playing there.
It did. It was coming, it was oozing through the screens here. It was like, you could just imagine the atmosphere there, being there, and the place was just lifting at one stage. And then obviously when City got back into the game, it fell a bit silent and it sounded a little bit eerie. But as you said, what a tremendous game of football to watch, and we could have sat here for another hour and watched that because it was brilliant end-to-end stuff.
City played their part in that second half, coming back from 3-1.
Yeah, they had no choice, I felt. I thought Newcastle first half was phenomenal. Got that crowd behind them, got themselves into a fantastic position. But as you know, with City, they're always at some point going to create some chances, and they created a couple, and they scored a couple of goals to quieten the crowd a little bit.
From one end to the other. I thought Kevin Keegan was back in charge at one stage.
Yeah, it looked like that, didn't it? And both teams had gone into the game not having conceded a goal, and they decided to break the bubble and burst it properly, like, move 3 goals each. It was fantastic to watch, and that's why we love the Premier League.
I can't get enough of it. Like Les said and yourself said, we could have watched easily another hour of that sort of football, and it caught all of us by surprise, it being so open. At the beginning, it felt like a basketball match where City was normally the team that controls the ball, which didn't control what we expected them to control in the first half, and Newcastle took full advantage of that. And then in the second half, it was City seemed to grab more control of that game, and they benefited from it.
And you talk about the atmosphere. Normally, we've seen in the past where a Newcastle game ends and everyone's gone. You know things are on the up there because so many supporters have stayed behind just to clap the team off the pitch.
And that's because they've gone toe-to-toe with the champions and got a result.
And been entertained. Not just gone toe-to-toe, they've been entertained for the 98 minutes that we watched, and that's why they're there applauding the team off the pitch.
And do you think that approach surprised City in a way?
Yeah, I think it did. I think, like I said in the first half, I think City's biggest mistake was giving St Maximin so much freedom to do pretty much what he wanted. I felt in the second half, they wouldn't say they shut it down properly, but they got tighter to him. They stopped him from affecting the game the way he wanted to, more times than none, and they got their rewards from it. And there could have been a few more goals in the game. Like, if the game goes on longer, somebody's going to score at some point, and that's what it looked like and felt like as well.
But from the Geordies' point of view, the feel-good factor is rising all the time, the collectiveness around this football club again.
It seems like it's right back again. There's some hope, there's some belief that this team can go on and do the things that and take Newcastle back up the table to where people enjoyed watching them, and not just up where they enjoyed watching them, but the type of football that they want to watch as well.
As a wide player, when was the last time you saw an opposition player like St Maximin cause your club so many problems as he did today?
You have to go back, at least I would say, apart from this, with the exception of Salah, but he's more of a striker, you'd have to go back a long while. That was an amazing wing performance for me. I think a lot of, especially more so in the first half, what he was doing, the way he was manipulating players, taking 2 players out of the game, but not only just doing that, he's putting the ball in at the right time so the strikers have a chance to get in it. He's actually sliding people in, which St Maximin never used to do, but in that game he did everything that a striker and an attacker would want to see from me. He caused problems. You give him half a yard and he pops it there. Normally he would go past him, and he didn't. And he's bringing his other teammates into play, which they will appreciate. And look, he's gone again. Walker doesn't see him here, and he's just waiting. He manipulates it. Stones and he falls off, and he forces a great save. And then you got here again. He's just always off the back of the midfielders and away from the fullbacks. And the passes he's picking at, honestly, today I was like, please, somebody just get tight. That's basically what I was saying. And then you cannot give a player that can do things like this.
And this much space. This is the worst part, where he starts going 1-2. Walker has to go out and get him to go backwards. He doesn't. He lets him go forward, and that's their first goal. If he comes out to the ball, this is the second. Again, let him run at you, and you can't tackle. You can't tackle. And he picks the perfect pass and a great finish from Wilson.
And even here again, he's the person that causes the issue to get the free kick as well. And he just drives and you run. And eventually, because you don't want him to take the shot, the defenders try to commit to the ball, but he always moves that ball later. When you think you can get it, effectively, normally, you can't get it.